All right. Shalom Yasharallah. Before we get started, we don't give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. We're back with another video, another lesson. The title of this one's going to be called We Don't Care About Your Worldly Accolades. All right. We don't care about your worldly accolades. Let's look at that word accolades real quick before we go on. All right. I got a video I'm going to show you of this woman bragging about her accomplishments in the world. But let's look up accolades.
Accolade.
An award or privilege granted as a special honor or as an acknowledgement of merit. This says a touch on a person's shoulders with a sword. Yada, yada, yada. It says honor, recognition, privilege, award, gift, title, prize, laurels, vase, palm. All right. So, you get the gist of it. All right. Your worldly accomplishments, if you want to put it in simple terms. But here goes the video. All right. I'll play it like 2 or 3 times so you can, get the gist of it. So let's get into it.
Your standards are just too high. I'm a 30-year-old single black female prioritizing gut health and protein intake. I can squat 250. I've written 2 books and speak 3 different languages. In the last 6 months alone, I've created 4 different applications and 2 different programs across the iOS platform. Not to mention, I started diversifying my financial portfolio at 23. You wear skinny jeans. We're not grading this on a curve. Maybe your standards are just too high. I'm a 30-year-old single black female prioritizing gut health and protein intake. I can squat 250. I've written 2 books and speak 3 different languages. In the last 6 months alone, I've created 4 different applications and 2 different programs across the iOS platform. Not to mention, I started diversifying my financial portfolio at 23. You wear skinny jeans. We're not grading this on a curve. Maybe your standards are just too high. I'm a 30-year-old single black female prioritizing gut health and protein intake. I can squat 250. I've written 2 books and speak 3 different languages. In the last 6 months alone, I've created 4 different applications and 2 different programs across the iOS platform. Not to mention, I started diversifying my financial portfolio at 23. You wear skinny jeans. We're not grading this on a curve.
So as you hear in the video, all right, she's bragging about what she's done. All right, she can squat 250. Well, who gives a damn? If you notice, she's 30 years old and single. Are you 30? It's time to find you something. All right, women, because women are on a clock. You're on to have children, of course. And really a man is not looking for all that. Now it's good that you're smart. Or you're not dumb. That's a good thing, but a woman like this wants to be in control. She wants to, run the relationship because she has these, a master's degree and not just her. It's other women like this who are worse. She's just a cream of the crop. All right. She's just one of those out of a lot of women who act like this. And this is the world we live in today, where the women are, somewhat above the men. All right, let's get Jeremiah 31 real quick. Let's get that real fast. This is Jeremiah 31 and 22. Excuse me, and it reads. It says, "How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter?" Right? For the Lord, whose name is Yahweh, have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. All right, get that word compass. It'll say like go around. Let's see if we can get it. All right, sabab, or sabab. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it says to turn about or around or aside or back or towards, go about or around, surround, and circle, change direction. To turn about, be brought around, all right, change, to march or walk around, go, all right, partly around, circle about, meaning what? A woman's going to get above a man, and so like for the sniffling, but a woman's going to get above a man in society. You know, I pulled this up. This is from Google. This AI overview. It says, yes, I looked up, do women graduate more than men? It says, yes, in the United States, women are now more likely than men to graduate from college, with women earning more degrees at levels, including associate, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. Okay. It says women earn a higher percentage of degrees at all levels, including associate's degrees, which is 61%, a bachelor's, which is 57%, a master's, which is 59%, and a doctorate's, which is 53%. All right. So women are going to school, they're getting more high paying jobs, but men are still, getting paid more than women, but more women, the average man, is making probably less than a woman who has a bachelor's or a master's, or a doctorate, so a woman is gonna come past a man. That's what she's bragging about. She's speak three different languages. All right, she can squat 250, which brothers can squat. I guess if you want to make that a competition, that's another thing. They want to be in competition with their partner. It's not a helping it's not a unity, a unit. Where a man, he a woman holds down the household. A man, he protects, provides. All right, it's more like today relationships are more like competition. I'm gonna outdo my partner. And stuff like that, man. We're supposed to be a unit. It's supposed to be a union. That's the right word, a union. Okay, in today's women, they don't want unity. They want to be independent. I'm a independent bad, you know what they say, a bad bee. I'm a boss. All right, and that's that feminism, they push out. That destroys our women, man. All right. Let's get that First Timothy. Let's get 1 Timothy 5:6. And it reads, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. All right. And a lot of our women, they live it in the pleasure. They getting, like these they're graduating from college, they're getting these masters and bachelors, they're starting businesses. All right. They traveling the world. Okay. They and it says but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. How is that? She's spiritually dead because she don't know who she is. All right, our women don't care if they don't really, which the Lord's not really dealing with the women, but, he's woken up sisters who know that they're Israelites. All right, and let's get the NLT. It says, but the widow who lives only for pleasure is spiritually dead, even while she lives. All right, and a lot of our people are spiritually dead because they don't know who they are, and that's this is the valley of dry bones, right? The dry bones are our people. Okay, let's get when all hell breaks loose, all that's not gonna matter. You getting a degree and you doing this and that, that's not gonna matter. All right, this is what a man is looking for. It says, blessed is the man, right, that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord. You see, because it tells you that a wicked woman is given to a wicked man. All right, so if you wicked, that's what you're gonna get, and if you righteous, if you fear the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he'll give you a good wife. It says, whether a man be rich or poor, if he have a good heart, which is your mind, toward the Lord, he shall at all times rejoice with a cheerful countenance. All right, jump down. Verse 8, a drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids, and you can tell, she's not a virgin. She probably had multiple partners. And like she said, she's 30 and single. So nobody want to marry you. If she did get married, she got divorced. Because a lot of women think they, that they doing better than their man. They're not submissive. They don't want to listen. You know, they don't want to, take care of the other men. They want to be like, they want to be the man in a relationship. They want to control everything. But that's not your role, right? Let's get First Corinthians. We'll come back to that. All right. This is 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua, right? And the head of the woman, all right, is the man. So we're the head of the woman, and the head of us is Yahushua, right? And the head of Yahushua is God, Yahweh, the Most High. All right. Let me find that. I found it. I think it was yesterday or a couple days ago, where Paul spoke about. Yep. This 2 Corinthians 11:2 it says, "For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Yahushua." You see, so we have one husband, all right, which is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. All right, so we're likened unto a woman, unto the Lord, man. You know, and we have to obey our husband. We have to obey our Lord. All right, same way for the woman, right? So, but let's read it again. Let's read it in LT this time. It says, "But there is one thing I want you to know. The head of every man is Yahushua. The head of a woman is man, and the head of Yahushua is the Most High Yahweh." All right, so just how we're the head of the woman, the head of us, the head of the men, all right, is Yahushua, and the head of Yahushua is Yahweh. So we have a head, which is Yahushua, all right, and the head of the woman, and the head of the woman is the man, which is us. You see how the order works? So let's go back. It says, let's get this. Jump down to verse 14. "A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her contented mind cannot be valued. As the sun when it ariseth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife, and the ordering of her house." You see, let's get the G and T. Let's G and T it. All right. There's Ecclesiasticus or Sirach. Was it 26? Yeah, 26:14. It reads. I read 13. Where I start at? Yeah, we can read 13. It says, "A gracious wife is her husband's delight. Her abilities make him a stronger man. A wife who doesn't talk too much, you be quiet, is a gift from the Lord. Such restraint is admirable. Such restraint is admirable beyond words. A modest wife has endless charm. It is a quality too precious to measure. The beauty of a good wife in her well-kept home is like the noonday sun shining in the Lord's sky." You see that? So like just how when noon comes around, it's the skies are clear. You can see the blue sky, the moon is shining. That's beautiful. Just it's the same way as a woman in her well-kept home. When her man comes home, she caters to him, make sure he's all right. He eats. She may give him a massage. That's what's gonna go back to. When we get in the kingdom of heaven, our woman gonna be in order. So this guy's there for one because when she going on by her accolades, by her accomplishments, which is not bad, but it's not what a man is looking for. Because a lot of women who have those accomplishments, they're proud. As a matter of fact, let's deal with that real quick. Just type in proud. It says, and our women are proud too. Proverbs 6:17, "A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent." Let's open it up. Let's start at 16. "These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood." and heart that deceiveth, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. You see? And the Lord hates a proud look, man. And our women, they're proud, very proud, But the Lord's about to bring that, pride. They're about to be abased. They're about to be humble. What's that? Is it 13? I'll start at 11. Isaiah 13:11. I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. Right? Who's the wicked of the earth? All right, Esau, Edom. It says, I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than a golden wedge of Ophir or Ophir. Okay, so when the time comes, all these women who have these, these accomplishments, they got a business or they're making lots of money. They travel the world. They go to Tulum or Cancun, the Bahamas, Mexico, Paris, wherever. They've been looking for a man more precious than fine gold. They've been looking for, which is really a man of the Lord, the men of the elect. All right, let's get Isaiah 4:1. It says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold on one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. See, 7 women, which is complete, which means, a complete number of women is going to take hold of one man, And like the elder apostle Gabar says, you're going to do the choosing. There's going to be so many women coming to brothers, you had, had to fight them off, man. But Lord willing, we up that number. All right, because we don't know whether the elect or not, but this time, and it's gonna happen on this side. It's not gonna happen in the kingdom. All right, our women's not gonna. It says we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. They're not going to work in the kingdom of heaven. So we don't care about your worldly accolades. All right, and you're 30 years old and single. You should have been had a man or something. But you want to be proud. A lot of women out here gonna die, childless and no husband. No grandchildren, none of that. See, so Lord's will, this was edifying to you brothers and you sisters out there. Just you could learn from that. Don't be like these women of the world, man. If you have a man of the Lord, stay with him. Okay, and take care of them. Because they need it. They're the men of the Lord. They're in a true man of the Lord, of course, who's preaching 100% truth, all right, and teaching in righteousness. But the men of the Lord, it's a heavy burden. So hey, take care of your man, and you'll be blessed. You'll be taken care of. So Lord's will is edifying. We don't give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, and the water Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, for giving the spirit to this lesson. Lord's will is edified by it. Till the next video, I'm going to say, Shalom.